Hey everybody, this is Chuck Myntti and Danang bringing you another list of movies that I really love. So, first of all, please subscribe to my channel, right? Give me a thumbs up, like my channel, watch all my videos, love my videos, give me thumbs up, subscribe, okay? Thanks. This is a list of some fabulous work by some fabulous people. This is a list of 10 more movies. You know, I did a 10 movie list not too long ago that was a little bit successful. There are a couple of biggish movies in here, but mostly these are films that went unnoticed a bit, not mainstream. They are all excellent stories with excellent film work, nicely written, nicely directed, and competently acted. So let's get started. These are, you know, I love movies. These are some of my favorite movies. Okay. The first one is Anthony Zimmer. Anthony Zimmer from 2005. It stars Sophie Marceau and the Israeli actor Yvonne Attal and Sami Frey. These are French people. It was written and directed by Jérôme Salé. This is a crime thriller set in France and mostly in Nice. It's about the border patrol searching for a wealthy criminal. The Russians want this guy too. Watching this movie is like going on vacation to the south of France. It's a great story of beautiful people and beautiful architecture shot in a stunning location with a crazy, twisty ending. What's more to love? Sophie Marceau as a government agent trying to take down a brilliant mastermind. In my last video about movies, I said I should do a list of the fabulous films that Catherine Zeta-Jones made hideous Hollywood remakes of. This is one of them. The Tourist is her remake. Avoid it. Watch this instead. Anthony Zimmer. So good. Oh my God. So good. One of my favorites. Find it and watch it. Anthony Zimmer. Find it and watch it. Okay. Number 2, District 9 from 2009. This is a really fun South African science fiction film about some government lackey, you know, a guy who is in a position because of who his father-in-law is, who is dealing with an enormous problem in which he gets caught up in and loses control and becomes hunted by the authorities himself. The premise is that a massive spaceship full of very sick and desperate aliens parks itself over Johannesburg. Humans fly up and drill through the hull and allow the aliens to come to the surface, only to be kept in a tin shack slum encircled by razor wire. The star, this government lackey, played beautifully by Charlton Copley, is the agent on the ground dealing with these aliens. The aliens have amazing weapons, and the humans want those weapons, but they only work with alien DNA, so the story goes. This is one of those very interesting, bizarre science fiction stories full of every emotion you can imagine, and Peter Jackson produced this, and it was nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards in 2010. District 9. Find it and watch it. It's really good. Really good. Crazy creepy. Really good. Number 3, 5 Days, One Summer from 1982, directed by Fred Zinnemann and stars Sean Connery and Lambert Wilson. Lambert Wilson. Google that name, Lambert Wilson. His is not a well-known name until you see all of the stuff he's been in. Then you go, oh my God, yeah, that guy. And even in 1982, Sean Connery had male pattern baldness and gray hair. Time is weird. 5 Days, One Summer is about a doctor going on a walking tour in Switzerland with his niece, played by Betsy Brantley, and the incestuous affair that gets rocked when she starts crushing on the mountain guide, who is played by Lambert Wilson. This is a stunningly gorgeous film, shot in the Alps. I think it's particularly fun when we look at the climbing techniques from the 1930s. Connery and Lambert go climbing together. A rope gets stuck, and unsticking it causes a rock slide. Only one of them returns. The cinematography in this film blows me away every time I watch it. 5 Days, One Summer from 1982. Find it and watch it. 5 Days, One Summer with Sean Connery. Fabulous film. Fabulous film. Okay. Number 4, Hyena Road from 2015. I just saw this the first time not too long ago, and I really liked this film. It's really amazing film. Hyena Road from 2015. Paul Gross directed this. I became aware of Paul Gross when he starred in the 1993 film Aspen Extreme, alongside Peter Berg, Finola Hughes, and Terry Polo. Someday I might review Aspen Extreme, but not this time. Paul Gross also played a Canadian Mountie in Due South. You might know him from that. Anyway, I had forgotten about him. I am watching Hyena Road, and I keep thinking to myself, who is this guy? I know him from somewhere. I didn't put it together until the credits rolled, and I see his name, and I remember Aspen Extreme, which I watched a bunch of times in D.C. because I was homesick for my ski world, which I grew up in Salt Lake City on skis. I grew up on skis. I always liked him, and now he shows up as a star and the director of Hyena Road. This is a film about the Canadian Army in Afghanistan trying to build a road into the hinterlands for some reason. It's about recon patrols finding IEDs in the roadbed and subsequently getting ambushed by the Taliban. This film starts out with a bang and just gets better and better. This is not a good guys win and bad guys die film. It's a much more nuanced story and a very interesting view into Afghanistan. Hyena Road from 2015. Find it and watch it and refamiliarize yourself with Paul Gross. He's a good guy, man. Good actor, talented, pretty cool. Okay, 5. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai from 1999. This is a Jim Jarmusch film starring Forrest Whitaker as a very successful professional hitman. He mostly works for the mob. In the film, some interesting relationships develop and some actors from Jim Jarmusch's previous casts show up again. Notably, Isaac de Bancole, who is a African-French speaker. He also has cast the lineup of who's who in the world of gangster actors. Ghost Dog only communicates with one of the gangsters. He never meets face to face. Ghost Dog communicates by carrier pigeon. Things go south for Ghost Dog, and the mob tracks his pigeon back to his rooftop. They destroy his coop, and he goes after them. Revenge in films is always fun to watch, especially successful revenge. But there is way more to this film than just revenge. If you haven't seen any Jim Jarmusch films, I highly recommend them. Jarmusch is a real talent. And Ghost Dog is an exceptional film, and Forrest Whitaker is always brilliant. Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Find it and watch it. That's from 1999. Number 6, Singles from 1992. This is another amazing film from director Cameron Crowe, starring Matt Dillon, Bridget Fonda, Campbell Scott, Kyra Sedgwick, Bill Pullman, and others. This is a fun movie. This is the 20s I wish I had. Not really. My 20s were difficult, but high value. I spent 4 years in the Army, and then I spent 5 years working on my undergrad. Not relevant. The film centers around an apartment building in Seattle that is occupied by this cast of characters. Matt Dillon plays the rocker. Bridget plays his adoring girlfriend. Campbell Scott is a young professional working on transit issues. Kyra and Campbell fall in love and fall out of love and fall back into love. So do the rocker and Bridget. The film is about the emerging grunge scene and tinnitus and love and dating and Seattle and rain. It's a truly enjoyable film with a fabulous soundtrack, including Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Jimi Hendrix, Smashing Pumpkins, and others. Seriously fun to watch. Singles from 1992. Find it and watch it. Number 7, Serana from 2005. Stars George Clooney, Matt Damon, Jeffrey Wright, Chris Cooper, Christopher Plummer, and others. If there is another film that so accurately encapsulates how the world actually works, let me know what it is, because this movie, loosely based on the novel See No Evil by Robert Baer, who is a retired CIA case officer, must be how the world actually works. it just rings true. It couldn't possibly ring more true. Parts of it are fantastic spy film, and other parts bring sadness when we realize just how evil some people are, some activities are. But don't we know that every great spy novel out there has some truth to it? The film has a few intertwining stories. There's the king who is retiring and the struggle between his two sons for control. There's the law firm in the middle of it all. There's the Justice Department looking into corruption. There are the oil guys with some fabulous acting from Chris Cooper. All of the acting in this is first rate. Serana was directed by Stephen Gaghan. Gaghan, Stefan. Google him. He's made a lot of familiar movies. It's like, wow, this guy's done a lot of great work. Wow. Serana from 2005. Find it and watch it. Serana. Fictitious country. Great movie. Oh my God. 8. Number 8. Talk to Her. Or in Spanish, it's called Habla con ella. From 2002. This is a film by Spanish director Pedro Almodovar. This film is about two very different men who become friends because they are taking care of two comatose women in adjacent rooms in a hospital ward. One of the comatose women is a dancer, the other is a bullfighter. Sounds weird, doesn't it? Almodovar won an Oscar in 2002 for Best Screenplay for this film. It's a fantastic film. Yes, it's weird. Almodovar is weird. Is Almodovar just weird by himself, or is he a reflection of the Spanish sensibilities? I guess I would just have to go live in Spain for 10 years to find out, but really, normality is a thread through all cultures, so this would imply Almodovar is weird. All of his movies are weird and really fun. Some wild stuff happens in this film, but that's why we love him. I am on the internet looking at this, and everyone has gotten so old. God, the headshots, updated headshots of all these actors and actresses are so old. Oh my God, I guess we all have gotten old, right? This is a fun, sad, and twisted film, beautifully shot and acted in Spain. Habla con ella, or Talk to Her from 2002. Find it and watch it. Number 9, The Menu from 2022. This movie is a hoot. It's a fucking crazy movie. It's a satirical play on the highfalutin foodie scene and all of the camp followers therein. It's creepy and dark and horrific and funny as hell. The more I watch it, the more I understand the subtle interplay between Anya Taylor-Joy, who shouldn't be there at the restaurant, and Ralph Fiennes, who plays the uber-famous and successful chef. The premise is a highly exclusive restaurant run by a famous chef, staffed by a bunch of wannabe famous chefs on an island only accessible by boat and restricted to 12 diners who paid $1,200 a head for the experience. The invitation-only guests this night were handpicked, and deservedly so, except for the swapped-out date who wasn't invited and didn't deserve to be there, and she's brilliant, and she's Anya Taylor-Joy. High-end eating, to me, has always been a spectator sport. Anthony Bourdain has covered Ferry and Adria at his upscale restaurant El Bulli in Spain a few times. And yes, I know a lot about famous chefs too, because I'm a foodie who likes to cook. I don't like to spend money though, but I love to cook, and I like food. I had a very respectable cookbook library and a great kitchen before I dissolved everything I owned prior to traveling full-time. So I can relate to this film. Some take the foodie intellectual masturbation too far. This is a creepy but fun film, and the ending is brilliant and hilarious. Hilarious, oh my God. The Menu from 2022, find it and watch it. It's dark. Oh God, it's just like lovely, dark and funny and just weird. You like it? You couldn't possibly not like it. Okay, and 10, Wonder Boys from 2000. This is a film directed by Curtis Hanson. Earlier in a video I said it's impossible to pick a favorite film just because there are so many excellent and fabulous films, but this comes close. Wonder Boys is set in a university setting in Pennsylvania. It's about an English professor played by Michael Douglas One of his students, played by Tobey Maguire, and his editor, played by Robert Downey Jr., his girlfriend, Michael Douglas's girlfriend, played by Frances McDormand, and her husband, John Boy Walton, and a live-in renter played by Katie Holmes. I have watched this film a bunch of times, probably not as many as Apocalypse Now, which I'm sure is over 100. But Wonder Boys always gives me a chuckle and makes me grateful for the time I spent on campus. Yeah, going to school was fun. It was fun, you know. A lot of partying, a lot of girls, a lot of studying, a lot of focus, but fun, you know. I love this film because it breaks all the rules of normative conformity. Professor Tripp is still writing his follow-up book after the successive one 7 years earlier. The book may as well be a character in the film. Toby plays a student who has a gift of knocking out written works quickly. Downey Jr. is the editor who swoops in during WordFest to get a look at the book and to party. Yes, campus's party. Frances McDormand plays the chancellor. John Boy Walton plays the head of the English department and his wife's lover's boss. Get it? You got to watch it. It's really worth the story, which was penned by Michael Chabon, Chabon. Google this guy's name. He's won every award out there, Michael Chabon, for writing. He's a writer. Amazing stuff he's written. Wonder Boys. God, what a film. Find it and watch it. And that's from 2000. Great film. Great film. Oh my God. Okay. This is the end of this list. Perhaps I will do another film list in the future. My last film list, although it didn't get a zillion views, did receive some really nice feedback, of which I'm appreciative. Really, thanks for the great feedback, everybody. So here they are. Anthony Zimmer, District 9, 5 Days, One Summer, Ghost Dog, Hyena Road, Singles, Serana, Talk to Her, The Menu, and the best for last, Wonder Boys. All of these deserve the effort on your part to find them wherever you can and watch them. I have been in Southeast Asia for a long time. I am wondering if the DVD bins are still sprinkled around the inside of Walmarts. I mean, I used to love going into Walmart and digging through the DVD bins to see what I could find. And often I found some really great stuff. Cheap, you know, $3 for a DVD. You know, what the hell. And also, does Barnes & Noble still sell DVDs and Blu-rays? I mean, that would be sad if they stopped. Has everything gone digital? I've been here, you know, I mean, everything here is, for me, is digital. Movies, the confluence of all art forms. Everything goes into them. Okay, everybody, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Chuckles out here in Da Nang. I love you all. Mwah. Thank you.